What are we looking to do today? Well, we're actually looking to have a fact-based discussion. And I emphasize the fact because there's been a lot, hasn't there, in the press over the last 6 months about a lot of things. And often it's not fact-based. So I think if we're going to progress the discussion on the decarbonisation of a society, the best place to start is with the science and the facts. So that's what this is about today. Where we are, we've got three wonderful, and I mean real grown-ups, to discuss what we're going to discuss today. CEO of the National Grid, or part of the National Grid, Mark Foley from Eirgrid. You're very welcome, Mark. Thanks for giving of your time. And also at the end, then, please just tell us a bit about the 2,000 megawatts. Do you expect the data center guys to be building part of that, not part of it? And when do you hope, because this is one of the questions, sorry, I'm saying a lot of stuff here. One of the questions here is, when do you hope to start making applications to people who want to do on-site generation?
So, look, I'm really glad you asked the question, because the confusion around this, there's only a certain amount of gas needed by 2020 in order to secure the system, right?
2030.
In 2030, okay. The reason this proposition has come out from the regulator, and indeed we've been part of the conversation, is we can't get your customers connected with sufficient electricity in the near term, right? It's as simple as that. We wouldn't have this proposition if the 2,000 megawatts was literally coming and the wires were there. So it's actually designed fundamentally to try and give your clients and FDI, critical FDI companies in this country, a way to continue to grow their business and not be shut down because Ireland Inc. won't be ready for another 5 to 7 years. So it's an enabling tool. And that, if they bring 20 megawatts as part of a project, ultimately that feeds into the total requirement. It's not additional, because we factored, remember, 30 to 50% growth in electricity as part of shaping our electricity future. Now, we might end up with more plant in 2030 than we actually need, although I doubt it. But the plant, remember, only runs when it's needed. There's been some stuff on social media and otherwise saying this is insane. 2 gigs of gas could power millions of homes. What are we doing this for? We're doing it to give us the security to fundamentally enable the energy transition. Where this regulator paper, we're doing it to help your clients and customers get some projects built in the period between now and us having the grid rigorous enough and enough generation capacity in the system. So this is a classic example of the philosophy of the last 20 years working together to a common goal.
Okay, so thank you so much for clarifying that. So there's a 2,000 megawatt, and whether it's public money, that's the grid development, or whether we have found with other large energy users, like could be wafer fabs, could be data centers, could be others, could be cement or whatever. Mm-hmm. We're looking now with the trajectory that we see that we can include them in the discussion. So they're smart grid citizens, as many people now start to see everybody as a smart grid citizen.
I like to use the term, they're stepping up to the plate. They're playing their part in helping us with the energy transition in a secure way. And the quid pro quo is they get to grow their business and install their new factories. I want to acknowledge the support of the data center community in Ireland around this crisis, and the fact that we've sat down with them in great detail, and they are being very supportive of if an event were to occur. And let's be clear, we're talking about a remote possibility of an event. They have all signed up to helping us and ensuring we have a situation where the lights don't go out. So we've developed almost a new sense of collaboration and joint responsibility to ensure we don't have an incident. And I think if there's learnings from this year, and the really difficult circumstances, it's again back to the collaboration, working hand in glove and ensuring we all achieve our collective objectives over the next number of years.